Hey everybody, my name is Ben. Welcome to my channel. You might have figured it out already that this is a brand new YouTube channel. And for my first video, I think I'm going to unbox a couple pieces of hardware that are going to hopefully really elevate the quality of the content you'll be seeing in future videos. So let's go ahead and see what we have right here. We have a Sennheiser E835, a Motu M2 USB interface, and the Elgato HD60X capture card. And we're going to unbox all three of these and take a look. Alright, let's just start with this box right here, the Sennheiser E835. This is a dynamic XLR microphone, and I'm going to open the box. Let's take a look. Now, I'm sure a couple of you are wondering, well, who is this guy? Like, he came practically out of nowhere. We'll talk about that in a future video, but in the meantime, let's just open this box and see what we have here. So here is the microphone. Looks like we have a cardboard sleeve just kind of holding the microphone into place. And holy crap, this thing is nuts. This thing is freaking heavy. This has to weigh several pounds. Wow, that is awesome. This thing is like, it's like tougher than a bag of concrete. You could give somebody a concussion with this thing. Jeez. Okay, let's, wow, I'm impressed by the build quality. I'm not sure if that speaks to how it's gonna sound, but it certainly feels like it could really take a beating and last a long time, that's for sure. Let's set that over here and see if there's anything else in the box. And yes, it does look like there is. We have the shoe where you can hook the microphone up to the boom arm. Sennheiser E835. And then we have just a little travel pouch for the microphone. Not the highest quality feeling thing, but I'm sure this was an afterthought. The microphone is where all the money is. And then we have some instruction cards for the Sennheiser E835, and I think that's it. That's all that comes in this particular box. Can't wait to try this thing out. Now, of course, why this microphone? Well, I was talking to a friend of mine who works in the music industry, and I was seriously considering getting the Shure SM58, and he recommended this one because it is supposed to have a bit better off-axis rejection, and it doesn't need as much gain as the SM58. The SM58 is kind of a gain hog, so this one will leave me with a little bit extra gain on tap and not need, I won't need to drive the preamps quite so hard for this one. I'm not an audio expert, I'm still learning as I go, but that's my rationale for picking this one up. You can't have an XLR microphone without an XLR cable, so I went ahead and picked up a 15-footer. That should be plenty of XLR cable for me. And let's go ahead and unbox the Motu M2. All this came from B&H Photo, by the way. So let's go ahead and open the Motu M2. This is a USB audio interface that also came highly recommended. My original audio interface that I had in mind was the Universal Audio Volt 1, but a couple people told me that this audio interface had some of the cleanest preamps in the industry, and it actually went through a lot of improvements. Apparently this, when it first came out, it used to be made in the United States, and it was about $180. The microphone was $100, by the way. But this apparently used to be made in the USA, $180, and then they moved the production to China and raised the price from $180 to $200. But in doing so, they apparently made some much needed quality of life changes, some hardware improvements, maybe some software improvements, I don't know. I seem to remember people saying that the knobs on this thing were kind of loose, as well as the XLR cable jacks were a bit loose and just not the best quality. But let's open this and see how it is. I'll move this sideways so you can see it better. Motu M2. We have a foam protective cover right here, and then we have the USB interface in plastic. Mark of the Unicorn, I believe, is what Motu stands for. They're out of Cambridge, Massachusetts. And there you have it. Another reason I was really attracted to this was after somebody said something, they said, you know, this has a built-in LCD display to monitor your input and your output gain. I was like, well, I better I better get this one then. So let's peel this off. The knobs for me feel pretty high quality, not gonna lie. I'm not getting play in the knobs hardly at all. The knobs are dampened, just enough to feel high quality. So this is a fantastic looking interface. Obviously, I'm really excited to pair this with the Sennheiser E835 and give it a try. Now this is a bus-powered interface, and for some reason Motu gives you the shortest USB-A to USB-C cable. So I went ahead and just picked one up that was a bit longer to use with the Motu M2. And then inside we just have a warranty card. And some instructions are located right here on the inside of the lid. So that's about the size of it for the Motu M2. This is supposed to have quite a bit of gain on tap. So I'm definitely not going to have to worry about running out of gain for the Sennheiser E835. And finally, we have the Elgato HD60X. Now, this is a capture card, by the way. You would use this with your console or your computer to stream or record gameplay onto something like OBS, for example, which is what I'm going to use. I know there are plenty of ways to record gameplay without a capture card, but this gives me a lot more control over what gets captured and how it gets captured. So let's go ahead and open this. And there you have it. We have the capture card with a couple of HDMI cables by the looks of it. Actually, we have HDMI to HDMI and then USB-A to USB-C. And here is the capture card. It's kind of a lightweight sort of affair. It doesn't really feel like much. It's not the highest quality feeling thing I've ever seen, but this is going to be out of sight, out of mind for most of the time anyway. I'll hardly ever see it again. It's going to be tucked away somewhere capturing footage, so it has one job and it's a fairly simple one. Got a sticker there if you like your Elgato swag. And then this has looks like instructions, warranty information possibly. There's a couple of instructions on the inside of the box right there. And I think that's about it. Yep, that is it. Good stuff. All right, here comes the fun part. I got to get all this to work with OBS and get all the settings right. So stay tuned for future gameplay videos. In the meantime, I'll probably do a couple more unboxings of some other things I have to show you while I work on this. Now, if you're curious where this channel is going, do go ahead and hit that subscribe button. That will get you notified of all future videos. I want to thank everybody for watching. Questions, comments, put them in the comments section of the video. Otherwise, this is Halfway Nuts telling you, don't go nuts. That's my job. I'll see you next time.